Okay, good. So we're doing this little video to have a look at Nearpod, a platform that will allow you to make your presentations a little bit more interactive for your learners, including activities and putting videos in and things like that. And the good news is that you don't have to rework all of your PowerPoint presentations that you've been working with for the past few years. You can just bring those across and just layer activities in. So first thing we want to do is have a look at Nearpod itself. So I'm just going to get this screen up. Hopefully you can all see that. Here it is, nearpod.com. Just going to move myself over. Yeah, so obviously I already have an account, so I'm going to go ahead and log in. You can see here as teachers, you can log in with your Google account or you can log in with Office 365. Mine is linked to my Google. Okay, and so this is my Nearpod. So at the risk of sounding like a Blue Peter presenter, here's one I prepared earlier. So this is my Pilates teacher training course that I run for a private training provider. Let's have a look. So slideshow. Okay, so we've got all of these options here, live participation and Zoom, which is essentially what I'm doing with you at the moment. Live participation, student pace. I'm just going to go to preview so you can see what's in there for now. So what you're seeing here is essentially some PowerPoint slides that I have brought across and just uploaded to Nearpod as is. And you go through them like this, like you would really with PowerPoint. Okay, they're quite funky looking, nice and visual. Yeah, so as you can see, I've only got 5 slides here. So the original probably had 15. So what I've had to do is take out those 5 and store them as a separate little section, if you like, to upload them for this day 1 of the course. And you'll see this massive preview button here. If I click on that, this is going to take you to the first activity that I put in. So here's the thing, when you bring your slides across, you're going to need to look at your slides and see where there are obvious gaps or obvious places to put in activities. For me, this was an obvious place to put in an activity. I'm asking my learners here, how many Pilates types or brands can you name? So our learners can come down here and they can, they can type their answers all at the same time into that little box down there, and then they can go post and it will come up on here like a post-it note so everyone can see this. Yeah, so at the moment I'm just sharing my screen with you, but I'll show you in a little bit how you can give your learners access to the same space, if you like, the same platform, so that everyone can be working on the same thing at the same time. So another one here. Yeah, this is my little video that I've put in. So this is Mr. Pilates. Here we go, let's have a look. I mean, whether you're into Pilates or not, that is just worth watching. So we're going to head on. Okay, and now you have this new example of like the next section of slides that I brought across. So this is all from the same day, it's from the same lesson, but I had to split my original PowerPoint presentation into these sections so I could slot in activities like you just saw. So I also want to bring your attention to this. PowerPoint presentations can be a little bit dry. I mean, in the old days, we didn't have many options, so it was literally just content, and maybe if you could have a professional banner or a nice looking background. It would be my advice to look and see if you can create a slideshow that has a lot more images that are associated with the content on the screen, because then your learners, if they don't necessarily remember what the topic was, they are probably very likely to remember the image and the associations between the two. So it's a little trick to get them to remember what it is that you're teaching them. They're quite cool, right? Yeah. So I'm going to show you how you can do that in a minute, but this is essentially Nearpod. I'm looking specifically, here we go, for this. So this is another activity that I put in. It's quite cool. So my question to my learners up here is, what do you think is the person of a preparation phase? Okay, ready? And from my end, I can set it up to do a timer. So I've set it to a minute, and all of the learners can just go on ahead and write what they think their answers are, and they will come across to me and we'll all be able to see and share them. So that's a really nice way to keep your learners involved and active. I've put quite a few in, as you can see. Right, let's come out of this now, somehow. Let's go back. Okay, so we're coming back to here. So let's go and have a look at PowerPoint in its original format. I just need to bring it up underneath my image here and then share the screen with you. Here we go. Don't you hate it when it does that, when it comes up small? Right, there we go. Okay, so again, here's one I prepared earlier. So as you can see, they're professional looking, but they're not terribly engaging. As I scroll down here, there's just an awful lot of content, and they've been great. They've been really useful to signpost, the direction of my lessons when we were teaching live. But now that we're doing things online, there are lots of different tricks and things that we can do to make it a little bit more engaging and a little bit more exciting. So we've got the design button up here that will give you lots of options to change the color formats and stuff of your slides. But my advice is this: I would go into here and try and find an image, like I said, that represents the content on that slide. So if I come out and let's just create something entirely new here. So file, new, that's blank presentation. Right, here we go. Where is that? Okay, blank screen. Well, no, it's not a blank screen at all. It's a blank presentation. It's a blank slide. And here on the right-hand side, you can see that they've given us lots of design ideas to start us off. So let's choose that one. It's quite funky. Yeah. So once you've chosen your design on the right-hand side for your title slide, it will then use variations of that as you go through all of your other slides. So there's uniformity, certainly, as you go through your presentation. But what you can then do is add a picture of something ridiculous, a cactus. Lovely. There we go. So if we put the cactus in, you'll have a look on the right-hand side, and it will now recreate all those designs, including your cactus or whatever image it is that you choose. I quite like that one. No, I don't actually. But anyway, you've got loads and loads and loads of options. So let's say, for example, we're going to go with this. This is our title slide. And then we're going to insert a new slide. New slide. Let's go with title and content. And look, suggestions of how we can put the slides together so they look really cool, really engaging, and a lot more interesting than those ones I showed you at the start. So that is how we can make our original slides look a lot more exciting before we're then going to take them over to Nearpod, where we can start lacing in the activities and questions and all sorts of bits and pieces to keep our learners interested. For day ones. So I've taken those big slideshow presentations and I've cut them down into smaller chunks. Let's have a look at one. doesn't like me sharing more than one thing at a time. There you go. So these were my updated, funky slides. And I got this far on day 4, PowerPoint number 1. And I was like, okay, right, after this slide, I'm going to put in an activity. So I was able to port across all of these slides to Nearpod and then go in and add my activities. So let's do that. I'm going to have to get back to Nearpod. Talk amongst yourselves. Nearpod.com. Logging in. Okay. I'm back to my home screen. Here it is. So I think we were just looking at day 4, weren't we? So let's have a look at this. Let's look at live participation. Okay, yeah, this would be the code that you give to your students. You can put it in the chat box. And there you go. They're exactly the same, see? Here we go. Those are my PowerPoint slides, looking very good, very funky. And then I was able to bring in an activity. Now, because we're in presentation mode, you can see this slide is a collaborate board. Would you like to approve student comments before they're posted? Obviously, that might depend on what it is you're talking about. So you can say yes, no, and tick the box to reply for the rest of the session if you want to. But that is it. It's that simple. And it's not fun to kind of look at all your PowerPoints and initially look at funking them up and adding pictures and colors and things like that. But then looking at where the organic, like obvious breaks are, where you might want to ask a question or get up the whiteboard or put in an activity or anything like that. I mean, Nearpod has lots of other options. Those are just the ones that I've used. What I suggest you do is just go in, sign yourself up with an account, and basically have a look around, have a play with it. Let's go back to where we came from. Explore the Nearpod library. It gives you lots and lots of ideas as to how you might want to present your sessions. Some of them are already created if you work with maths, science, and English. If I go to create a lesson, okay, add content and activities. So if you're going to upload your slideshow, your PowerPoints, you're going to go to here, slides. Actually, I might think that's actually a single slide. Sorry, I lied to you. That'll be a single slide. Where's slideshow? Oh, there it is. There we go. Yeah, there's the slide. So she'll click on that and you'll literally just, a screen will come up and it will tell you to upload your file. You've also got activities here. Time to climb. Yeah, again, there's all of these sort of pre-designed sessions you can use. You can put your own open questions in. Activities. You can make a quiz, you can have a matching pairs game. You can just suddenly throw in a poll. You know, what do you think? Collaborate board is one of my favorites. Fill in the blanks, again, depends what you're teaching. A memory test, draw it. It is great fun and it does help to keep your learners much more engaged in the process. So, as I was saying, sign yourself up, get an account, just go in and have a look. And if you want any help, get in touch and I'll see what I can do. All right, good luck.